Alrighty, gamers and gamettes, what is going on? My name is Tedek127 and welcome back to another video. Guys, in today's video, I want to talk to y'all more about Skyforge. However, if you want to stay up to date on all things Skyforge, give today's video a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new, ring that bell, and let's go ahead and get into today's topic. So, also, speaking of, following, subscribing, and things like that, I'm going to be tweeting this video directly to the, main Skyforge Twitter account, so I would encourage you guys to follow me on Twitter at Tedek127. Give the post a like on there, retweet it if you can. That way, we can try and get the developers' attention and stuff like that, especially since Skyforge is still in its transition to a new publisher and everything. Maybe, just maybe this new publisher will let us have a voice and, take in some of the feedback that, my games wouldn't. That's ultimately killed this game. And, proof that this game is dying. Skyforge veterans, especially, how often do y'all see the observatory look like this? Nobody standing around, casting a bunch of stuff everywhere. Anybody remember the Skyforge PS4 release, what the observatory looked like then? Or the Xbox release, or the Switch release? Yeah, this is the observatory on Xbox right now. Mind you, this is the only version of Skyforge with cross-region play. So that means, out of all, players outside the world, I'm sure there's people doing instant stuff and everything, but there's 2 or 3 people here? But yeah, anyway, what I want to talk about today is what I would do to fix Skyforge. Now, disclaimer, I'm no game developer. I don't know how game development works. These are just, my opinions. If I had, a team myself and an unlimited budget where I could, in a dream world, save the game. All right, that's all this video is at the end of the day. All right, I don't know how easy or hard it would be to do anything I'm asking in this video. But first and foremost, I've complained a lot about Skyforge, so let me talk to y'all about the things I think Skyforge does right. And feel free to leave your suggestions in the comments. One thing I think Skyforge does right is its raiding scene. I love the raids in Skyforge. That includes, the Avatar battles. That includes Operation Isabella, Ophelia, and all that stuff. Like any of its 10-man content, Skyforge does. I think the raids are fun. Like think about it, especially a lot of you guys who played at the earlier generations of the game. Remember when the PS4 version first came out, or Xbox, or Switch, and the days of like Operation Isabella in the first and second generation gear. You remember how fun those raids are? Yeah, that's good. The second thing I'm going to say is Skyforge definitely does right is cosmetics, the outfits and stuff like that. Now, how they monetize everything, no, that's one of my complaints. But the outfits, I mean, come on, look at my character. I mean, hello. I don't even think I need to say anything else. But yeah, the outfits definitely something they do right. So for starters, if I was going to fix things with Skyforge, one big thing I would add to this game, and especially with it being multi-platform and stuff like that, I would implement crossplay. Now, every platform is, a different generation of gear. They're all on a different level. PC being, the most dominant long-term platform out, and Switch being the newest one with the lowest generation. Obviously, something would have to happen to make all these platforms, compatible with each other, gear-wise, progression-wise, and stuff like that. What I would do is, just like the way, do you guys remember when the Grove Walker came out? That was the one time Skyforge was really doing it up when they introduced a new class. The whole observatory was decorated with Grove Walker stuff. There was a whole quest line about the class coming out. They went in for Grove Walker. To implement crossplay, I would do something like that. So, for example, you guys know how we have the invasions here with the different species of aliens and stuff like that. You got the demons, the Gorgonites, and all those things. Well, I would finally introduce a new race of invaders to the game, and I would make it like a huge crossplay event that not only is something new for players to do, but it's also a big server slam test to see how the game will function with crossplay. And I would just like I would have the the avatars out on like the open world areas or something like that. For us to fight. That's the next thing I would change with Skyforge. I would change how the invasions are, because I think invasions are straight up boring. And not I don't think they're boring, but I think the way the game goes about them are boring. So every season or every invasion, whatever you want to call it, we get the same the same thing. You go into Alien, and there's going to be some new invasion missions. These are going to include a couple instance missions that that involve fighting enemies of that invasion, and then of course there's always the avatars that you fight. Whether it's a 5-man version or the 10-man and stuff like that. You have the 5-man practice version, the 10-man version, and then there's like a even harder version of the 10-man or something of that nature. You guys know what I would do with the invasions instead of making them just a simple 10-man raid that you eventually unlock as weeks progress? I would take advantage of the open world areas that are not really used in the game, besides for dailies and some side quests that you earn. All of those open world regions had nothing to do with them besides fight a giant worm occasionally and world bosses that are just so weak a higher generation player can kill them within 2 minutes. I would make the avatars world bosses on those areas. Like, I don't know, maybe once a week or something like that. The avatar would spawn into one of the open world regions. And it'd just be 10, 20, 30, however many players the region could handle without crashing. And they would just go and fight the avatar. It would be a crazy mechanic-filled boss fight that required the coordination of, instead of just 10 players, 20, 30, 40, like I said, whatever the server can handle. That's how I would do invasions. Another thing I would change about Skyforge is the leveling, the equipment, stuff like that. All of this is so complex, extra and everything for what? Now, at the end of the day, it's really simple. Raise your might, raise your superiority. That raises your rank. Your rank tells you, how qualified you are for content, yada, 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 yada. But why all this? Okay, why all this crazy stuff? Now, the stats and everything, obviously, that would stay. But I would get rid of might. I would get rid of superiority. And rank would just be a simple either level or gear score. Okay, and I would leave the gear score simple, how they change the generations of gear. Like, for example, if we're on generation 20, you'll have, you'll have item level 20 gear, or like an average item level. So, let's say we got, how many pieces of gear we got? We got a weapon and an artifact, it's 2. We got these eight pieces right here, so 10 pieces. So an average out of 10. Your maximum gear score would be 200. And then there would be like a way to +1 or +2 to weapons and stuff like that. Just to get that little higher edge for some of the raid like content and everything. The next thing I would do is, speaking of raids, I would make the original raids relevant again, and that includes Isabella, Ophelia, all that 10-man stuff. They are fun content. Skyforge does great with raids. They do great with, heavy mechanic-filled boss fights and stuff like that. They're good at these kind of things. They need to start making that content, more feasible for players. I would put like, some of the higher end gear drops in some of those things. Last but not least, I would change the way the game is monetized. For the love of God, I can't stand it. Let me show y'all something. Let's go into the store here, real quick. Where's the damn store at in the market? Okay, all right. Now, some of this is fine. Okay, a lot of these outfits and stuff like here that are purchasable with the the paid currency of the game, that's fine. But again, why are we able to buy generation 40-something weapons and stuff like that with a cosmetic pack? If they're a skin, okay. And that, oh my god, that's a dope looking sword. But it gives a damage bonus. You get stats. Why is this here? Why can't people grind that? Why isn't that weapon a raid boss weapon? Why are they... Oh, boy. And then they wonder why there's pay to win. And you got all these costumes in here besides these two at the top. These are all free and purchasable with credits. And that's another thing I would do too, is credits would be the only main currency, man. Get rid of knowledge of enemies, all that stuff. All that tower leveling, you know, just pumping credits and knowledge of enemies. Stop. Just simple EXP and leveling system. Make the level cap 30, 40, 50. Let the yellow brick road, you know, the original missions be the way you get through it and hit max level. Do a simple gear score system and stuff like that. Like, in so many words, guys, I would take Skyforge and I would put it more in a direction of something like Phantasy Star. Alright, because I think that would work a lot better than the way that they're currently, you know, taking over and monetizing this game. Sorry, I got completely sidetracked, you know, just frantic. Like, forgive me, guys. When I get into this game, I get passionate because, like I said, I really loved this game. I cared for this game. My plan was for my channel to be based on this game. But, you know, like stuff like, you know, resources and things like that. For example, you can level yourself up with credits. You can level yourself up with knowledge of enemies. You can power up your character with victim medals and stimulants. Why are these things purchasable with real money? Why is it Argents at the end of the day? Yes, you can earn Argents in games, but mainly you buy Argents. And I know it would take spending a crap load of money to actually make a significant difference. But still, why can't we just farm these with credits? Why are credits even purchasable? Don't let credits be purchasable. Make people grind for credits. That'll give them an incentive to run the content even more. Forgive me, guys. I don't understand a lot of the logic when it comes to this game. And all these outfits in here, all this, you can sell for Argents. All of that. Now, some of them they do. As you can see, there's a few. But a lot of these, you can just buy them with credits. A lot of them you earn by doing simple stuff. Why aren't y'all selling this stuff? You got these dope-looking characters. Great character creation. Very decent graphics. Fun combat. But y'all aren't selling the things you should sell. The mounts. Sell them too. Stop giving them bonuses that actually affect the game. I don't know, guys. But hopefully, you know, this video made y'all understand the direction that I would take the game. I want to personally hear from y'all. Leave your feedback and thoughts down in the comments below. Y'all enjoyed today's video. Smash that like. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out. Have a good one.